Hello guys, I am Arvind, and in this lecture I will discuss for loop. So let's get started with the for loop. Okay, so what is for loop in Python? So the for loop in Python is used to iterate over a sequence just like string, tuple and list or other iterable objects. Okay, and iterating over a sequence is called traversal. So let's go ahead and we'll discuss the syntax of for loop. So for where in sequence and body of for loop. So here where is the variable that takes the value of the item inside the sequence on each iteration. Okay, and this loop continues until we reach the last item in the sequence. Okay, and body of for loop is separated from the rest of the code using indentation. So let's go ahead and I will open up the Sublime Text and will show you the working of for loop. Okay, so guys, we have a list of items that is assigned to X. So as we all know that list is a sequence. So here is a for loop, and in this for loop where is a variable that takes the value of the item inside this list on each iteration. So the first time one will be assigned to where and then will print. Okay, and in the next iteration 2 will be assigned to where and then will be printed out. Okay, so this process will continue until we reach the last item in this list. Okay, so now if I run this program, output would be like this. Okay, so here we get the output 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, so guys, we can also use tuples as a sequence. Okay, so this is tuple because we have used parenthesis, okay, instead of square bracket. Okay, so now this is X is tuple. So now if I run this code, we will get output like this. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and guys, we can also use a string as a sequence. So if I assign a string that is Arvind to X, and obviously it is a sequence. So if I run this code, we will get Arvind, Arvind. Okay, so guys, moving on to next topic, and that is for loop with range function. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll open up our slide. So guys, we will use range function in for loops. So let's go ahead and we'll discuss this. So we can use range function in for loops to iterate through a sequence of number. So let's open up the Sublime Text. So guys, I am using this range function with for loop. Okay, so this range function actually will create a sequence of numbers from 0 to 5 and then will print each item in the sequence. Okay, so if I run this code, it will give you output like this. So it will printing 0 to 5. Okay, so let's add the start parameter in this range function. So let's say I am adding 2 to it, and if I run this code, it actually giving output as 2 3 4 5. So actually now it is basically creating a sequence of numbers from 2 to 5 and will print each item in the sequence. Okay, so let's add third parameter, that is step size. So if I add 2 to it, so now the step size is 2 instead of 1, and if I change it to 10 and run this code, will give you 2 4 6 8. So now the step size is 2 instead of 1, and it will print from 2 to 8. Okay, so guys, now moving on to next topic, and that is for loop with else. Okay, a for loop can have an optional else block as well. The else part is executed if the items in the sequence used in for loop exhausts. Break statement can be used to stop a for loop. In such cases, the else part is ignored. So a for loop's else part runs if no break occurs. Okay, so let's open up the Sublime Text and we'll show you the example. So guys, in this program I am using a list that is assigned to X, and I am using for loop and an optional else part. So this else part will be executed only after the number in the list exhausts. Okay, so if I run this code, it will give you the output like this. Okay, so this is the else part, and this else part is executed after the numbers of list exhausts. Okay, so guys, now if I use break statement in for loop with else part, so what will happen? Let's do this. Okay, so now I am adding break statement. So if var equals to let's say 50, and then use break statement, and now if I run this code, it will give you the 10 and 20. So in this program, else part will not be executed because we use break. Okay, so guys, moving on to next topic, and that is break statement in Python. Okay. So guys, let's discuss break statement in Python. So the break statement terminates the loop containing it. Okay, and control of the program flows to the statement immediately after the body of the loop. Okay, if break statement is inside a nested loop, it means one loop is inside another loop. Okay, and then break will terminate the innermost loop only. So let's open up the Sublime text and we'll show you the working of break statement. So guys, in this program I am using a string, and that is n to x, and in this for loop, this break statement will execute when var will be equals to I. Okay, so if I run this code, it will print str. Okay, so guys, moving on to next topic, and that is continue statement. Okay, so let's discuss continue statement in Python. So the continue statement is used to skip the rest of the code inside a loop for the current iteration only. Okay, and the loop does not terminate but continues on with the next iteration. Okay, so let's open up the Sublime text and we'll show you the working of continue statement in Python. So guys, in this program I am using continue, and this continue statement will be executed when var will be equals to I, and as we all know that this continue statement will skip this the rest of the code for the current iteration only. So now if I run this code, it will give you the output like str and g. So when the value of var will be I, and it will skip this current iteration. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you liked it. So please subscribe my channel and hit the like button.